to this evening's daily check-in. So we do this Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Damn, I'm starting to get fat. Um, I remember when my face looked really skinny. I need to start curbing my weight. I didn't realize how much weight I was gaining until I looked in the camera and went, "Holy crap!" Um, but anyways, I am your host, Professor Tuck. Hi and welcome everybody. Hi and welcome. Uh, I yeah. Anyway, sorry. It's been a day. I didn't sleep well last night. Kind of woke up early. Dog was up in my face. Um, yeah, it was just I didn't do well. So I've been kind of sluggish all day. I got some content done. Started getting some other stuff done. Um, I'm curious because this the, this this new way that I'm doing my format where what I'm doing is I'm taking footage from things that I do around the property. But today we have what's up, Beth? Nice to see you made it. You found me. All right. Um, but we with the wind and stuff like that, I let you guys know like today and tomorrow it's been 40 plus. You'll feel the trailer shaking, or you'll see it shaking and stuff like that. You'll probably even hear the wind because we've had 40 plus mile an hour winds all day, and it's not going to go away till sometime tomorrow night. And then it's still not going to be much better, but we'll at least have some reprieve so that you can get out in the morning, because you can't really do much work around here when it is when you're dealing with when you're dealing with 40 plus mile an hour winds, and you got to be prepared for that at all times. What's up, Tommy? Nice to see you. So, but all right. Mm. Tommy, you keep trying to. I remember when you first started doing Tuckamaniacs. I remember liking that back then. Um, but you're yeah. Anyways, but it's been, I don't know. It's been kind of a day. I've been doing a lot of just kind of getting things together. It really hasn't been super active. I mean, pretty much all I can do is sit and work on like back office stuff, or sit and create content and do things like that. And that's kind of like it's taking me probably about 3 or 4 hours throughout the day to be able to do a bunch of stuff. However, I did hear that there's now a 90-day pause on tariffs, that it was officially announced today that Donald Trump and the Chinese have Xi Jinping have kind of come to a thing. United States is dropping it down to, I think, like 30%, and China is dropping it down to 10%, which means, what's up, Edward? Nice to see you, buddy. Which means that things are going to kind of who knows? This may be Trump, Trump saving face, because people are telling him that he's destroying the economy, or this could be part of a long game to see who gets wore out, but not to a point where it's basically cataclysmic to the American. The American economy, because I mean we're so service based, we rely so much on imports that uh, that without having some sort of reprieve, it's going to really decouple a lot of things. And by decoupling us from China, I'm hoping somebody was a smart man in the room. Um, I'm hoping somebody was a smart man in the room, and explained to him that by decoupling, they're ensuring that we go to war with China. And I don't think, um, when we go behind the paywall on Wednesday, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday we're going to be over on Patreon behind the paywall. Okay, so if you want a membership, it's like $5 a month for the digital watcher, or excuse me, the Rebel Watcher, and that way you get access to the morning live streams, especially when we start doing them 100% behind the paywall. So if that's something you enjoy and you want to be able to get the replays and stuff like that, over the next week, I am pretty much going 100% behind the paywall. I Today was kind of a screw up. I was expecting to be behind a paywall, but I didn't realize I set it at public, so I kind of screwed myself. Um, but normally, yeah, we have at least a couple days a week where we're doing it over there on Patreon. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you come over. There's free membership and then there's paid membership. free membership. um you might get a live stream or two that'll get kicked down to you over time. But because of the whole privacy thing and the way that the system's kind of like encircling, uh, from a content creator's standpoint, from somebody who's in the digital economy standpoint, um today alone, to sit out and write out my script, I had to take out the P word, and we're not saying peanut. Um, the other part of that word is hub. You can't use that word. The alternative to unalive, it's the K word. You can't use that word. It doesn't matter if it's in proper context or not. The words that you use, I'm gonna have to really sit back and figure out what is on the naughty and nice list for YouTube. And I can sit there and play footsies with YouTube as they have a constant moving goalpost, or I can have you over on Patreon where I can just say what I need to say, and if it's done in proper context, then there's no problem. Or versus over here on YouTube, it doesn't matter if it's in proper context. If you use specific words, and I've had it happen to me over the last couple of weeks. Some videos get so throttled back, even though it was a hot button topic, and then other videos just get pushed to the front, which were kind of like superficial. There really wasn't a lot of meat and potatoes there, but that made it to the front of the line, and I got 3,000 views. Versus, if I do meat and potatoes, then I'm lucky to get 300 views. Does that make sense? So, hey, you, the community, you guys sitting here watching, tell me what's the hot topics on your mind tonight. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Make sure you put your comments, if you want me to read them. Put them in all caps. And if for some reason you want me to read your comment and I haven't, just do a super chat. That's the only way to guarantee that I'm going to see your comment. But I try to get to all comments. Side conversation is in small chat. Large text is for. Can you guys hear that at all by chance? But large text is so that I can read it. Okay, let's see here. What's up, Occult? Nice to see you. Edward, Beth, what's up, Rebel? All right, Tommy. All right, so I've said hi to everybody that's in public. Okay, because we have some lurkers, and we have some people that can't comment. I'm sure Clyde is here because he's usually here. He's just the noise. Oh, that what you're hearing is you're hearing the my trash bags that I have taped over the portals. I that's what you're hearing. So here, let me see if I can move it to where like you guys can see. See? Yeah, earlier today, it sucked my rag through, so I put the rag there as a way to be able to I put the rag there as a way to be able to soak up. So if any water leaks through, it comes in, and it usually ends up congregating. So I put a hole in it so that I could drain it like the first time that happened. And then I put a rag in there to kind of act as a wick, so that if it does get too full of water because there's too much precipitation, then I've got something that I can put underneath it, and it's a controlled drop, so I know exactly where it's going to drop. But the thing is, today the wind was so bad that it sucked it sucked it sucked the rag all the way through. So I just put a piece of tape over it, and I'm just like, well, when that day comes, I'm just gonna have to deal with it the way I deal with it. I'm not 100% sure, but if you ever get into a pinch, so let me show you around here. Hold on, I love this tripod. I was always kind of curious whether or not I was gonna like it, but. And you guys get to see Sam. So you see that right there? So because of the way I folded it, it's actually much tighter. That's actually the best one I put in there. But it has water that comes out certain sides. And so I had to poke holes to create like a drainage route and put a rag there because, as you can see, it's right over my bed. Okay, so, but yeah, it's the nice thing about having to redo it like a second, a third time is you get to fix all your mistakes and figure out where it went wrong and how you need to fix it. Heavy duty canvas tarp if you need it. I have a 20 foot. I have a 20 foot tarp. It's just for a while there. Where I was. It was harder to put it up. Now that I'm kind of a little bit deeper on the slope, where it's the nose is down a little bit more. It and plus I have like controlled wind. So I just like if the wind's going this way, then I put it in the back. If the wind's going that way, then I do it from the front. And either way, I'm able to get enough of it up there because the trailer's sitting low enough now. Because up there it was too high. Here I actually made sure to lower it down this time because I'd put it up high to where it was tilted like this instead of kind of like this. Now it's kind of tilted like this, and I just need to fix the blocks and rearrange them. So, but yeah, it's a process. It's definitely a process. For that thing. But I don't need the tarp. I've got one. It's just a matter of me putting it on, and it's actually kind of nice because it's like a bonnet. It's the one that you get from. I'm not sure if it's Tractor Supply. I think it might be Tractor. No, I think it's Harbor Freight. Um, yeah, if you go to Harbor Freight, they have the $200 20 foot carport that's just like the metal frame. Well, she wanted the metal frame and left me with the tarp so that I could put it over the top of the trailer because she just needed it for her goats and she had to cut it down. But she just needed a separate frame that she could work with. So that's kind of how that got split. Mm. All right. Okay. Yeah. But anyways, what do you guys let's see, today's Monday. What's up, Tammy? Nice to see you. I see that you're there. Okay. Um okay. Oh, there we go. Let's see. What's on my mind? Personal finance, having an issue with my pay source. I will have to use different card for membership and merch going forward. I will get this sorted. Want to help the channel. Well, Beth, I appreciate that. Um, while you get that settled out, I will send you. I will send you something through the direct message. Okay. That way you can get it settled out, and that way you don't have to interrupt because I understand things like that happen. Sometimes your pay source there's an issue with it. So how far are you from a city? Well, this city that I'm in right now, I'm 3.5 miles walking. But any reasonable city, I'm anywhere from 15 to 35 miles. What's up, Bucknut? Nice to see you, buddy. I'm watching out for the shortages, but none so far here. Well, you got to realize, Tommy, are you in a like how small is your town? How rural of an area are you? Because I'm noticing it right now. I went to the Family Dollar. The Family Dollar, like their shelves have been slowly staying empty. Like they'll get stock, but they don't get stock like they used to, and it doesn't really last. I mean, even you can see where like all of a sudden something comes in, and then because it's a hot item and they've been out of it for a while, boom, people come in there and take it. The thing is when you're in a rural town, especially one that's probably got a population of less than 300, I would say, maybe no more than 1,000. Okay, so we'll say less than 300, but no more than 1,000 is the population in this little area here. Okay, and so everybody goes there because if you go to Jiffy, they're a little bit overpriced, and plus the manager's a little bit batshit crazy. Um, so I mean, I don't know. Going to the Family Dollar, I'm noticing that the shelves are emptier. They're having trouble. I keep asking them, it's like, you got shortages? Oh, no, we ain't got shortages. So what's really happening is we're having a logistics issue. It's not necessarily that like some of the bigger towns where you have like 5, 10, 15,000 people, right now you're not going to see the shortages. The shortages right now is being based upon logistics. I'm in such a small town that they see that it's such a high cost just to be able to to send stuff. So therefore they cut down on the amount of shipments, and therefore they they slowly destock it until finally everything's sold out, and then they're going to be either forced to sell it because they just don't want to do business there, because of the cost of sending multiple shipments out throughout the week or throughout the month to be able to put those in there. So therefore, they use logistics as an excuse, and therefore you start getting fewer shipments, which means the shelves are bare. They're getting stocked, but they're still bare because they're still sending stuff, but they're sending maybe 30% of the volume that they used to send to keep everything stocked because transportation and logistics were much better. A rural town in Florida where I'm at, but order on Amazon a lot. Yeah, Amazon is gonna be your lifesaver when it comes to the prices that you're gonna be paying at the grocery store, because that's gonna be the great equalizer. From what I understand, Amazon just left New York City, and for not they may even be expatriating. Because they're calling Amazon an agent of the Chinese CCP. And same thing with John Deere. John Deere is left too. They're relocating all of their business to Mexico, and so therefore they are going to be a Mexican company, and they're no longer going to be an American company. We just lost one of the top tier companies in the world, and plus we've lost one of the top tier brands in the world as far as American made, and we just sent them to Mexico and somewhere else in the world. Is this what we voted for? Or excuse me, not what we voted for, because I didn't vote. For you that voted, if this is your guy that got in, is this what you voted for? Is this what you? Because a lot of people, including my old man, kept saying, "Oh yeah," I kept saying, "There's going to be some pain. We'll be fine. We'll be through it. There's going to be some pain." But I've noticed that the second that there's a hit to either the stock market, the bond market, or the overall, like a huge like sledgehammer to the economy, Donald Trump quickly flinches, cries uncle, and starts scaling back. That's why he started scaling back with the whole tariffs thing. He had to have a reason to where he could save face. When you've got the CEOs telling him he's got 2 weeks until empty shelves, he had to kind of draw it out so he could distance himself, so he couldn't sit there and say, "Look, I lost this thing." Okay. Do you still see America as winning this trade war? Type 1 if you think America's winning the trade war. Type 2 if you think America's losing. Type 3 if you still don't know. So stuff like batteries, solar stuff, get all that stuff ASAP. Biggest city in South Dakota here. All of the dollar stores inventories have been getting hit hard lately. Yeah, because people are stocking up a cult. Rural town in Florida. Okay. And make sure, if you want me to read your comment. Now, sometimes if the chat's kind of slow, I can read everybody's comment. But when the chat starts speeding up, I only read the super chats and large the capitals. What's up, DFH? Nice to see you. Halfway back between 1 and 2. So you're still on the fence. You don't know if we're winning it or losing it. You're more of a 3. I think the trade thing is mixed. Some win, some loss. Okay, is what we're gaining from it. You didn't read mine. Oh, Tammy. Okay. Where is? Okay. I did I did say something to that, Tammy. I said I'm 15 to 35 miles. Oh. So and if I miss your comment, it's not on purpose. Don't take it personal. I know, yeah. I'm still on the fence. Yes, Tuck. So yeah, you'd be 3. Okay, well, let's see here. I don't know. I think here's my opinion, and Beth is gonna have Beth's opinion, but I have my opinion. I think that the end result is going to be America in basically what you do to others, others will do to you. This is the position. This is the point in time in which the tables are flipped, and now America is in the same position that they put everybody else in. And because they did it first, Now, those in power, especially those that are angry, frustrated, vengeful, resentful, whatever their feelings may be towards America because of their perceived harm that we've done, whether it be real or unreal, doesn't matter. Now that is going to be exited on us. And I think that Donald Trump did probably the most destructive thing. Like he was trying to, it's like the road to hell is paved with unintended consequences. He really intended, like he really wanted to make America great again, the powerhouse it once was. He refused to admit that America was down and out and that we'd had our time and it's time to gracefully go off into the sunset and be the mature power. That way, when people look back in history, they can say, look, America had a peaceful handover of power. They didn't have to have a full-on war with mass carnage so that we could transfer from one point of power to another point of power. Because the thing is you will never always be in power. You don't you only have a job for a season, whether it be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, a career, with the same company. That new company will, you will get new jobs, you will get new positions, new places. Some will be moving up, some will be moving down, some you'll make mistakes, and some you'll have successes. But at the end of the day, you're always moving seats on the Titanic. Okay, you're playing musical chairs on the Titanic. You're always moving seats, and so therefore, as an individual or as a nation, we should realize and respect that. But those the emperors with no clothes, which is the people we have off in Washington, um, if you, for those of you that are new here, let me explain to you what my experience was like in Washington D.C. I still haven't put the pictures up yet. Oh fuck, that hurt. Okay, Washington D.C. What I realized, so I went in to see Rep Massey because being in Cincinnati, I was closest to Kentucky because they were right across the border. I was within Rep Massey's district if I wanted to go over to the Kentucky side. I was still kind of figuring out, like, I was kind of hoping that I might have settled between Kentucky and Ohio, but it was never going to happen. Okay, but long story short is, as I went in there, California saw me and Sam with my backpack walking in there. They immediately called Capitol Police, and I was interrogated. I was treated as a criminal. They were even being hostile. They were being polite, but they were still being hostile towards me as well. That's the thing, is you have these people, you have the politicians that have these people around them that tell them how great they are all day, every day, because they need to boost their confidence so that they can go in there and be like, yes, I'm the greatest. And because I'm the greatest, I'm going to get the best deal possible. So therefore they fill their head with unrealistic expectations and an unrealistic point of view. And so therefore they go in there all destructive, thinking that they did good, not realizing that they're just screwing everybody in turn. So you have these delusional, isolated, ruling elites that have no accountability, and everybody telling them how great they are. So they're in this fairy tale land. Okay, and so therefore, let's see here. Oh crap. So therefore, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry about that. Shortages wouldn't have been felt for about 3 to 5 more weeks. I don't think we will see widespread shortages now because of all the inventory in bonded warehouses. They will start releasing it Wednesday. I bet you that might be why Trump lowered the tariffs. He might have lowered the tariffs just so that they could get it out of the bonded warehouses and still get in, and then probably raise it right back up as soon as inventory is restocked. I think that it's going to be chaotic and volatile, and the thing is to the world needs stability. It doesn't need chaos. How many of you think that this is going to turn out okay, because chaos theory says out of chaos comes order? Okay, do you believe that, or do you believe that by having instability and uncertainty, It makes the world ripe for bad actors, one, and two, those that are easily intimidated, harassed, or trigger happy. Okay, like which one do you think is going to be the outcome? Are we going to get order out of this chaos, or do you think this chaos is going to spin out of control? Because it was order out of chaos is meant for more of a smaller audience than, let's say, 8.5 billion people. What do you guys think? Um, being the goal along all the deficit can be refinanced before the end of the year. Um, yeah. Okay. So you think that this is all about sending. Okay, so by raising the tariffs, it creates an artificial demand, therefore raising the buying power of the dollar and losing interest rates because the dollar has an artificial demand as the raise in tariffs in order to cover the overall difference. Um, yeah, that sounds like quasi math to me. Mm. But that sounds. I mean, if he's really trying to manipulate it that bad, I mean, come on, everybody's tried to. It's going to backfire in his face. He's trying to do something that could be done on a small scale on too large of a scale. The layoffs started already, but long term. Yeah, well, I was just watching a news article. They're saying that just because of the shortages that they're having now of cargo at the Long Beach ports, so they had like I think it was 4 terminals and they only had one ship in it when it's normally full. So they're saying that 9 million jobs will be lost. Okay, those 9 million jobs will be lost. That's truckers, that's homeowners, that's service businesses, that's their employees, that's all the services that they're able to afford, such as lawn care, maintenance, all that stuff. Now all of a sudden, as those 9 million jobs are probably connected to about another 20-25 million jobs. And so that is, I think that is the domino effect. So, oh, home for your money. Okay, hold on here. So, home for your money. Okay, you have one ticket. Okay, so home for your money, just so that you can understand. And welcome to podcast lovers. Thanks for supporting the channel. Very much appreciated. Okay, so home for your money. This is what your membership just got you as well. So we do a monthly raffle. What if you get memberships, you get tickets. If you get memberships over on Patreon, you get double tickets. If you put things in like the super chat, you get tickets. Yes, there is a raffle. Yes, it happens the first of every month. Okay, so on the first of the month, what we do is Beth usually reminds me, or maybe one of y'all will remind me if for some reason somebody forgets, because on the first of this month, the prize will be first prize gets the lead dog T-shirt. So if you want to see down in the description, there is my link to my merchandise to my merch shop. Where you can see the T-shirt. So therefore, first prize gets the lead dog T-shirt. Second prize gets Inner Circle membership over on Patreon, and third prize gets what is it called? Third prize gets Digital Homesteader free membership. Okay, so on the first of every month, I take all the names, all the different tickets. So right now, Blade Obsession has 2 tickets. Matt the Cat has 1 ticket. Stephanie has 1 ticket. Bucknut has 1 ticket. And Home for Your Money has 1 ticket. Okay, so we have 6 tickets out so far. Okay, what I would like to be able to get up to 50 to 100 tickets. But these are on the first of every month we do raffle. It's like $5 to through the super chat, or you can get a membership on Patreon or YouTube and you get tickets for doing that. So therefore you get entered into the raffle. So not only do you become a member and support the channel, but you also get put into something that gives back to you, because this is really for the members, for you guys, because here's the bottom, the truth of kind of like my reality at this point in time is that certain things that I'm talking about is causing YouTube to throttle me back. And so by getting throttled back, it therefore affects me financially. This is how they make you compliant. This is how they push you forward and all this other stuff. Okay. Whereas I have two choices. Either I support myself through sponsorships like Stephanie and let's say, any other sponsor that I would have, or I support myself because through my memberships, which is, you guys saying, look, we want you to be accountable to us, because I'm either accountable to the sponsors or I'm accountable to my viewers. But I have to survive, and there's no way to live without money whatsoever. Can you cite the law he's breaking, Tammy? I'd be interested in reading it. Okay, that's illegal, isn't it? Is there a raffle? No. Yeah, Tammy, there's I can have a giveaway. I mean, businesses do it all the time. And what's wrong with having a raffle? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some people think that anytime you ask for money, it's illegal. Like, you can't ask me for money. Well, what do you think every business is doing that's advertising to you? So, but anyways, I think I will next month. So this month is going to be the lead dog t-shirt. Next month is, I think I'm going to do this. How many? Type 1 if you like this cup. Type 2 if you're just like meh. Type 3 if you don't like it at all. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like the cup or not? Do you like how it's designed and stuff like that? I'm curious to find out what you guys think, because if you guys like it, like, I want to be able to give an incentive for people to be able, because I want to give you guys merch. It's branding for me, and it really, I want to be able to give stuff away. So I think I need to get away from giving away memberships, because those that have paid memberships, I have a hard time. I got to give them like an alternative prize, because I can't give a free membership unless you either don't have a membership or you have a canceled membership. It's the only way the free memberships work. But I would love to. I want to be able to give away, 3 pieces of merch, have you guys, stuff like that. So, was the prize for this bar raffle? What's the prize for this bar raffle? Okay, I dropped my business card in a fish bowl to try and win a free dinner. I also buy stuff to earn points at the store for free stuff. You know what, Bucknut? It might be. We don't know. Going to bar here, Katy, Texas, and raffle got shut down. Is all. It might have been what it was offering. There's a lot of variables that you're not answering, because you can offer a raffle, any business. If you do, the thing is, okay, so if I say enter in this raffle and it's going to charity, and therefore I put it in my pocket, is the raffle illegal, or is the fact that I put it in my pocket illegal? Now, most people are going to sit there and go, oh, well, that raffle was illegal, not realizing or digging any deeper, asking what were the questions. A raffle itself, there's nothing wrong with it. However, if you make promises and you don't fulfill them, then you can get sued for doing it. So if I say I'm collecting money for this project and then I don't do the project, like for example, when I was doing through GoFundMe, that's why it was so important that I made sure that I followed through on it, and then I could sit there and say that I completed it, which was I either needed a piece of land or a camper, or I needed a van. I ended up getting a camper and a piece of land, and so therefore what I was able to be raised through there was able to go towards that project. And therefore I didn't have to worry about borrowing it, paying it back, stuff like that. Because when you make promises, you have to fulfill them. And so that's why it's always so important that, like, when I wanted to make a change, I had to come and ask the people that were in the lead, hey, I want to make this change. Are you okay with it? Because if they weren't okay with it, I can't just in the middle of it change terms and conditions without consent of all of those, the participants. Okay, there are rules to doing a raffle, especially if you're collecting money for that raffle, because people are giving you money for a specific thing. This helps fund the projects that I do around here. It also helps fund the prizes that I pay for. So, what's up, Clint? Um, but that's I don't. It's not like I'm using it to go out and buy me a jet ski or a vacation or anything else like that. I need certain tools, I need certain materials, I need certain resources, and so therefore all these various ways is kind of how I do it. So bourbon is the best. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I participate in bourbon raffles. When I buy something at the store, I get a ticket to win a bottle. Dude, that's cool. And I bet that's the whole reason why you go back and you'd even pay an extra couple dollars more, knowing that it was going towards the cost of that bourbon, just knowing that you could win something from it. It's a known fact. It's actually a very, very it's a very common advertising tactic. So if I was selling an item for $5, okay, but I wanted to sell 2 items at a time because I needed to sell by volume, I would come in and I would say I got 1 for $7.50 or 2 for 10. Okay. Now, the reason why I said I'm selling it for more than what I was supposed to is because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move volume. The incentive is a perceived deal, like I'm getting a bang for my buck. No, they're still $5 a piece, and I'm still selling them to you $5 a piece. But I've convinced you that one is for $7.50. But my manager's running a special right now that if you get 2 of them, you can have them for $10. Okay, that is it's a perceived deal. This is the psychological game that goes on when you're selling a product. Okay, so yes, people will spend more thinking that they're getting a good deal, even if they don't need that. They will get it supersized if it gives them an extra ticket in the Monopoly game so that they can win a cool prize, even though they know it's going to add 150 pounds. Picked up a Willet. What's a Willet? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know much about alcohol. Oh, ooh. All right. But hey, you guys are getting to see my desk firsthand. This is where I sit and do all my work all day. So I just have my I have this here. But now, yeah, when there's wind, I can't really do much. So I'm just kind of creating content, talking about certain subjects, keeping a certain storyline going. So that's what you're going to be seeing for the next few days, because until Thursday is when the wind dies down enough to where I can go out. So I'm stuck inside the first half of the week. I might be able to go out Wednesday, but the wind's not supposed to die down until tomorrow evening. So it's hard to find bourbon around here. Really? Why is it hard to find bourbon? Okay, nope. Okay, one. Okay, one. Okay, so it looks like you guys like this. There's enough of an interest. Okay. My husband says sometimes you have to threaten violence to prevent violence. Your husband says sometimes you have to threaten violence to prevent violence. Yeah, that's called posturing. There's a difference. Posturing doesn't mean you have intent. It means that you're posturing. If you have full-on intent, you're going to unknowingly instigate it, especially with somebody who feels that they are your equal or they are your superior. And China looks down its nose at the dumb, fat, lazy Americans. And so therefore when they have their approach with us, they're now looking at us that way. So all the posturing we're doing, all it's going to do is just embolden them more to show us exactly what they think, and that is punch us in the nose. So that's just my the older or sick will die even earlier. Okay, I've been the goal along deficit can be okay. Sorry, I missed a lot of comments and stuff like that. Okay. Sam is priceless. Yeah, she is, Cynthia. Okay. Bourbon. Okay. Because distributors rule with an iron fist on who gets the rarer stuff. It's split up by state and region. Really? Well, but that's how they keep the price up, is because they keep scarcity, isn't it? So, man, I love my coffee. I love my coffee. But okay, guys, um, this is kind of one of those days. You know, that for is it me or does it seem like this Monday is like it's like a slow, grueling day? Like this is more grueling than the average Monday. Tell me if anybody else does anybody else feel that way. Type one if you think yes that this has been the slower Monday than usual. Type two if it went really fast for you. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys how your Monday was because me, man, dude, it seems like I've lived a whole week today. it's like it's like, dude, I got so much accomplished that I'm just like, but there's really like all I was doing was like, backroom stuff that needed to get, tidied up and stuff like that. So, flew by for you. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you probably had a busy day, Edward. Okay, you got one. Okay, so it was a slow day for you too. Yeah, it was kind of a sluggish day. Um, all I want to do is just like sit back and sleep and play my video games. Although this weekend I did get a couple hours to play some video games, but today I gotten enough done to where it's like, holy cow, I accomplished today's stuff by like 10 o'clock this morning, 10 or 11 o'clock, maybe noon tops. Um, and and then I started going, man, I can find other stuff to do, but if I don't, man, I am so bored. Dude, I've got to figure out a way to fill my time. Like all it took was 5 minutes of not having something to do for me to go, dude, I'm too bored. I need to find something to do. Only worked 8 hours, seemed like a half day. Oh yeah, those are the best. So you normally work what, tens and twelves or just tens? Normal to me, I think uh Mount Etna startup erupting, so there could be some solar activity. Huh. I did not know that. Okay. Mount Etna, where's that at? Is that in Rome? 12. Oh wow. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Do you Okay, we're towards the last half of this, so like yeah, once we get to the last 10, 20 minutes, I usually light up a cigarette. So if it bothers anybody, sorry. But like I don't know. I had when I was in the IT field, I was working as a knock in a Linux shop. And dude, 10 hours were hard. I couldn't imagine doing another 2 hours. You know, I couldn't imagine doing another 2 hours on top of the 10 because I mean, it's really taxing. And I'm sure what you do is probably taxing too. Mondays I go bourbon hunting. Oh, nice. Oh, because you got an early day. Hey, did you guys hear that? What was it? Was it Qatar or something like that? Gave Donald Trump a private plane to use as Air Force One. And now the liberal media is like saying that he's compromised and stuff like that. Honestly, it's a sign of respect from a nation that like Donald Trump's intrigued with them because their per capita income is so high that they're like, oh yeah, the bunch of rich people live here, and so he's enamored by a society like that, and so therefore, in the reciprocal appreciation they probably just gave him a damn jet. I don't see a big deal in it. And even if they do get something in return for it, I think that I think it may be something as simple as just exemption from the tariffs or the ability to have the ear of this administration. And that might be, in the chaos that Donald Trump brings, that might be the best thing they could ever have. We have a ton of shit on that plane. Because the local stores get their shipments on Monday. Oh, mentally taxing, not physically. Yeah, but still, mentally, by the end of the day, you can't really form a coherent thought, and all you want to do is drool all over yourself, which explains why you like to drink your bourbon. It kind of helps you do it and actually feel like it's okay. Oh, Italy. Okay. Uh, it's kind of like one of those moments. It's like, I feel drunk. I might as well get drunk. So. Mm. All right, let's see here. Mentally, physically, okay. Um, yeah, locals. So they get it on Mondays, huh? Okay. Um, I don't know, man. Bucknut, I'm glad you do what you do, but I don't. I'm glad I don't. I like, see, for me, a 12-hour day would be what I was used to doing in about 7, 8 hours. But because of having brain damage and other issues that I got to deal with, on top of like having to do work around the property and stuff, it kind of makes it to where it's like it takes me 12 to 14 hours to accomplish 6 to 8 hours worth of work. But I putter around while I'm doing it, and because I have trouble doing transitions, I take advantage of that and take a lot of breaks throughout the day. So it's like I may spend 2 hours on this subject and then spend about 30 to 45 minutes retooling my brain to go on to the next task because I'm kind of stuck in that mode. So, I mean, at least I get some rest. I don't know if I could do a 12-hour day doing as much work as you possibly do. So is Sam slow too today? Yeah, she threw up last night. She wasn't doing well. Bingo sums it up, eh? Um, and what you okay, we have a ton of shit on that plane. Um, local stores. Okay. Um, you got shit to buy, huh? Well, if that's your hobby, if that's what you get for putting in all those long hours and stuff, do you work 5 or 6 days a week, or do you work like fours? Like what is it, like 3 12s and an 8 or something like that? Like, so 4 days a week. Let's see. Yeah, but Sam's been kind of slow today. I've taken her outside. She hasn't been her normal self, but she wasn't feeling well last night. I don't know. She needs to quit fucking eating everything off the ground, is what she needs to do. She eats everything. It's like I feed her well. She's finally started to thin out a little bit. I've been running around and doing all kinds of other stuff. She's finally starting to thin out. She's probably lost about 5 pounds. Six usually, typically 65 hours a week. Well, Bucknut, I'm glad it's you and not me. I mean, I work, but I don't work as hard as I used to because I just don't have the capacity to do it like I used to. Either that or I have to be on a single task, and by the end of the day, I'll want to crawl out of my skin. We're gonna let this work up to 84 hours a week. The OT is great. Well, as long as Trump tax exempts your overtime, otherwise anything over 10 hours is 100% taxed. Mm. Yeah. So, but oh man, my stomach is not feeling well today either. So, yeah, Sammy is a pretty dog. I don't know. It's just, yeah. You got to see her earlier. Um, but I'll show her in a bit. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna give a 2-minute warning. But true about the tax. Oh, not true. Well, then have they changed it recently? Because I was told that they do. And uh anyways, um uh sorry, my brain is kind of like going kaput. But anyways, I'm giving a 2-minute warning. So if any of you guys have anything final you want to say to me, anything else like that, we'll go ahead. We'll do that. But shit, I'm kind of starting to feel a little woozy. But anyways, I'll let you see a dog. All right, see there. She's so much more entertaining. I mean, you got to sit there and watch her belly just to see if she's breathing. No, there's been a couple of nights where, like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt her belly, and her belly wasn't moving at all, and I'm like, dude, it's like she stopped breathing. It's like she had an out of body experience or some shit. Oh, that feels better. Um, but anyways, all right. So yeah, I'm trying to, Beth. All right, Sam is lovely. Okay, I just get the same tax rate on OT or reg time. It's not until they jump tax brackets where it goes up. Oh, well, what are they paying you? Like minimum wage? It doesn't sound like you do a minimum wage job. So, um, but yeah, if well, you know what? They've raised the tax bracket so much to where like as an individual, you're barely like able to live on $100,000 to $150,000 a year per person. So have a good evening, Tuck. Make sure y'all stay safe. You guys too. Thanks for being here, guys. Okay. All right, guys. I will talk to you. Make sure your water intake is enough. Yeah, I've been working on my water. I've been working on that, Tommy. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel.